Hi everyone, this is Shamin, Chief Digital Marketing Officer at Sky Digital Agency, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about LinkedIn hashtags, how you can do your research to find strategic hashtags to use on LinkedIn. One of the things that I really like about hashtags on LinkedIn is that LinkedIn not only allows me to follow a hashtag, to kind of like social listen to certain topics that I'm interested in, like digital marketing is one of them. I think one of the key things is LinkedIn tells me how many people are following these hashtags. Now, if you look at Instagram allows you to follow the hashtag, but it does not tell you how many people are following that hashtag. But it tells you, similarly to LinkedIn, it tells you which posts have used this hashtag, and therefore it acts like a filter system. So one key thing to understand about LinkedIn is that people are following hashtags so that they can engage with fellow people, similar industries, interests of topics, and they can engage with those hashtags. So with that in mind, let's now dive into something a little bit more practical. So for me on LinkedIn, I have about 900 over connections and followers currently. And if I were to look at hashtags, I think a hashtag with 27 million followers is not going to help my post perform on LinkedIn. So I'm going to share with you the reasons why. And the first reason is if I were to scroll through and I were to look at the kind of posts that are in this hashtag, number one, I need to understand how relevant are these hashtags. Number two, I need to see how frequent people are posting. So in the last hour, I think there is at least more than 10, 20 posts in them, right? So this is a very active hashtag, and therefore, even though that there are many people following this hashtag, it's not going to perform. My content is not going to perform because there are a few things to consider. The demographics, which I do not know, who is following this hashtag. Say, for example, a big bulk of people following these hashtags are from the United States. We have at least a 12 hours time difference, up to 15 hours, maybe even. And the time that I post might be in the morning, and it's nighttime over in the US, and therefore my content gets pushed down. But if I want to relate to people in the industry, in Singapore, in my demographic, in ASEAN, in Asia, then I need to be a little bit more strategic with the hashtags that I use. So one way is I would look at something that is under a million followers. So for example, if I look at digital marketing tips, it's 7,522, which is a little bit little, but I would say it's still a very good size. With, say, for example, 10% of these followers, 750 followers would be 10% of 7,500 followers. So that is an additional exposure that I can have if I am actually sharing good content. Okay, so the good thing is you can see that this contents are 19 hours, 13 hours compared to just 50 over minutes, 45 minutes in the earlier hashtag. So I have a good chance of my content at least being shown up for 24 hours when people actually visit this hashtag. For hashtags on LinkedIn, I would say look for 5 topical relevant hashtags that are below maybe 500,000 or maybe even 100,000 followers, because if your connection is very little, the performance is at the end of the day is still being fed to your followers, your connections first. If they do engage, you will start seeing your content being pushed to these different hashtags. So this is something that is really important for you to consider when you're using hashtags. So start with 5 very relevant topical hashtags. Look at something that is below 100,000 followers. If like me, you have about 900 connections, 900 followers. If you have something lesser, maybe you can be a little bit more strategic. Look for 50,000 to 100,000. If you post consistently at least 1 to 2 times a week, this is going to help you gain exposure. I would say that I wouldn't really be using the same hashtags over all my posts. I would actually be switching out at least 2 to 3 hashtags and see which hashtag or which post actually performs well. So this is a quick guide to hashtags on LinkedIn. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you're wondering how does hashtags work on Instagram, look out for my video that I'm going to link in the description box below as well. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Remember to like, drop a comment, let me know if you have any questions in the comment section, and remember to subscribe so that you will not miss another video from us. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.